Twice now you've made me taste bitter defeat.
Welcome back, everyone, to our video game book club, where we are diving into Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. This is the first part of our brand new game, and you know, as we all know, it's Christian's pick, so I'm going to pass it over to him and let him get started. And Christian, I'll ask, like, can I go like grab a latte or a coffee as you're going through these notes and story beats? Like,
whatever you feel like you do.
Do I have time to go and come back in a little bit? So.
You sure do.
I had time while I was playing.
Yeah. Yeah. To be fair, this is just my opinion. I actually think, even though it is cutscene heavy, I think everything they talk about is actually super interesting. For the setup of this stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll just get right into it. So yes, we are playing Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater on the Master Collection, and we are playing all the way up until the Ocelot boss fight.
Specifically, a boss fight that you actually fight.
Yeah, it'll have a health bar like a boss fight. Yep. So
I don't.
We
was that confusing? Did you stop before the boss fight?
I didn't stop before, but you technically fight. You don't fight him. Snake fights
him. You don't fight him at all.
By himself.
It's not a boss fight.
In a cutscene, and I'm like,
it's not a boss fight.
There's no way that Christian wanted me to stop here. I'm like, because it gives you a trophy, even too, like with his name on it. So I'm like, there's no way that this is how like you end the boss fight with him. Like the text, because like I was like an hour and a half in. I'm like, this is not where you do it. He's like, here's the like excerpt I had from the walkthrough. I'm like, okay, well, obviously, I'm like, I knew it wasn't, but I just wanted to make sure because it gave me a fucking trophy for him.
It sounds like you thought it maybe was though.
No, I did think it was. That was what I was thinking. Like, there's no way it is. But like, part of me is like, okay, he said this character. I got a trophy for the cutscene to happen.
Sure.
So who knows?
Yeah, so that's where we ended. Was the boss fight. A health bar comes in.
Yes.
It says boss and then colon his name. You fight him. Things happen. We'll talk about it.
Boss fight.
But that is where we ended. So that is what we are going to talk through today. So we start this game and we get some options here early on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to walk you guys through some of these. The first option we get on the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection for this is I like Metal Gear Solid 1, I like Metal Gear Solid 2, and I like Metal Gear Solid 3. The only thing that happens here is just extras related, so like little different things that you can get, like a certain camo or a certain thing or whatever. If you choose I like Metal Gear Solid 3, you get a bunch of different camos automatically unlocked, and then everything else that came from the previous one. So like you can get Raiden's face as a mask to wear and like run around and all these little extras, right? Typically, like if somebody who was playing through this for the first time, you could probably choose I like Metal Gear Solid 2 because it would give you any of the extras from 2 and 1, but not, do anything for 3 that you wouldn't have already gotten.
That's what I chose for the choice.
So that you did it the normal way that you were intended, is that you've never played 3, so you don't want any of those extras chomping around. You only want extras from 2 and 1. And then after that, we get the difficulty. What did everybody choose? I know Preston super easy last time.
No,
did not
went easy this time. Not very easy. I went easy.
Alex, how'd you feel? What'd you do today?
Same.
Easy or very easy?
Easy. That's
Easy?
what I did.
Okay.
I did easy the last time too.
Okay. And then I'm on normal. Okay, so after we get through that, we start the game, and we immediately open with a monologue from our boy David Hayter, explaining to us that we are currently in the middle of the Cold War. And we are given a cutscene of a bomber plane that is flying above Russian airspace, and someone who looks an awful lot like Snake is getting ready to attempt the world's first Halo jump, and starts to fly through the sky out of the back of this plane. And we are then given a flashback of us getting the briefing for our mission, which is called the Virtuous Mission. So this will be the level here, titled Virtuous Mission. And we are told that our name is Jack, and that we are told also Jack.
I know. Yeah.
Hey. And we are told that if this mission succeeds, the Fox unit will officially be an organized unit as part of the American Special Forces in the military. And we are told that this is going to be a rescue mission for Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov, who is a Soviet scientist who requested asylum in the West about 2 years from the moment where they were having this flashback. And he was the head of the Soviets' top secret weapon research facilities and their top rocket researcher. And we are told by this version of the games, this game's version of the kernel, right, from the first two games, that Sokolov is said to that the Soviets would have never made it to space without his research. And we also get told that the real backstory around the Cuban Missile Crisis is the only reason they were able to reach a truce here was that the Soviets asked for Sokolov back throughout, through the back channels or whatever. So they returned him back to Russia. So our mission is to rescue him and get him back from Russia, because he is currently he was originally over there working on their weapons division, and we are trying to get him out of there again so that he cannot complete the weapon that he's working on. And so as we drop into the mission zone here, the Major says that we are here to rescue Sokolov, and we're going to use the Fulton balloon system so the plane can fly back over and pick us up out of there. And for those who have played Metal Gear Solid 5 before, you will know that the Fulton recovery system is what gets used in that game anytime you are trying to airlift resources or things back out of the zone that you're in to go back to Mother Base. Or Outer Haven, I mean. And so that's like them. This is where that game got that from. Is that's what they were using in the boss's early years, or the big boss, who is right now just regular. His new code name is Naked Snake for right now. So their short name is calling him Snake. But the reason they were calling him Naked Snake is because we drop into this with absolutely no gear whatsoever, because it's a sneaking mission, and everything will be found and procured on site. So as soon as we get here, this is, like I said, we get the new code names here. The Major wants to be called Major Tom, and
which was, I literally giggled out loud when he said he's Major Tom, and then at one point he's like, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me?" I was like, "Come on."
When you do that too, you just go. And during these moments, you just go, "There, that's Code Jumbo. There he is." But so we begin our mission. So this is really going to be all tutorial stuff, right? So we lose our backpack in the beginning of this, so we have to go and get that. We get introduced to Paramedic, who is going to be our new save system through the codec. So going through there. And
I love the name too. That it's not paramedic. It's para hyphen
dash medic.
It's a Kojima name. It's not. Yeah, not so surprising.
Yeah.
Like, okay, all right, guy.
And so that's going to be our new save function. And at the very end of all this tutorial talk, we are introduced to the boss, who was our mentor when we first entered the Fox unit and taught us everything we know. Jack is clearly caught off guard when she gets on here, and she tells him to tell us how long it's been since we've last talked, And Snake responds here with, "It's been 5 years, 72 days, and 18 hours." And as he's talking through this, the boss responds with the fact that she can tell just by the sound of our voice that we've lost weight since she's last seen us. And we then try to scold her for abandoning us, and she was like, "I had a top secret mission. I had no choice but to abandon you. But also, I've taught you everything that I can teach you as far as technique is concerned. Like, that's everything else you need to learn on your own." And Snake responds with like, "Yes, you've taught me all this technique, but I have no idea what it means to think like a soldier, what I'm supposed to be doing out here, any of this stuff, right?" And this part I think is kind of interesting because this is between 1 and 2, right? Like, it kind of is. It's sort of similar to Raiden, right? In that he was fresh and had no idea about anything that was going on, and he only had all of these hours of VR training. But Snake, like when we meet Snake in Metal Gear Solid 1, he's very comfortable as his role of a soldier and what he's doing. Like, he's already, as far as like we know, as far as the Metal Gear SNES games are concerned, he's already went through. He's had that giant conflict out in Africa. He killed Big Boss. Like, he's done all of this stuff. Like, he's very comfortable with where he's at as far as a super slick secret agent is concerned. And so it's interesting to have Boss or Snake be like having all of these issues when his mentor comes around. But she goes on to basically say that, like, one of the worst, like, sort of sins that a soldier can commit is getting feelings or getting close to other people, like, on a battlefield, because the only thing that determines who you might be fighting is politics, and politics change all the time. And she goes on to point home that soldiers are not meant to question orders or allow personal feelings to cloud their decisions. The major sort of interrupts after this and is basically like, he tells us, like, Snake, that he's like, "Hey, I know you probably weren't expecting her, but having the legendary boss that put together the Cobra unit that ended World War II is going to make it so this mission will be pretty easy," which is a nice, gives us a little thing of like, oh, okay, cool. So this is the person who essentially ended World War II for as far as we are concerned. And then we get our tutorial from the boss about CQC in this game. So the same sort of thing that we've had in all the other games, where 2 punches and a kick, and you can do that. This game does have... Did either of you look through the tutorial menu? Because they do tell you in this conversation, but you do not have to go do it to continue on. Did either of you go and actually open up the tutorial menu to look at the other, like, the new things that you can do outside of your normal...
There's like a slam down, like being able to take somebody and just like slam them into the ground? Like, I saw that move, but like, no,
so I found
they mentioned
the jump dodge roll, right? So you like jump forward and dodge roll.
Yep.
And then of course the little knifey doodad, the cha-cha-cha thing, right?
Yeah.
Like I found that stuff.
So at the end of this conversation, they go, if you want to know more, open up the tutorial menu and look at any of the different, like, techniques that you might want to learn. And it is worth just looking at some of these, but you don't have to. The game just tells you that if you want to, you can. It does not stop you from being able to beat the game or doing anything. But there's a whole new interrogation system in this, where because Snake holds the knife with his gun as he's running around, right? So as long as you have that out, so not two-handed weapons, you are instantly able to switch from shooting at somebody to also being able to grab somebody. You no longer have to not have anything equipped or doing anything like that. You can just do it all at the same time. And you can also, if you get somebody from behind, you can interrogate them. So you'll put the knife up here so you don't have to aim at them anymore and like make them do it. You still can do that, but you don't have to. If you grab somebody and put the knife up there, you can be like, what do you know? Or drop everything you got, whatever. And then from there, you have a bunch of different options. Once you're grabbing somebody, you can either choke them out like you would do in other games and either knock them out or snap their neck, depending on how you want to go about it. You can just press the triangle button when you have somebody, and Snake will just take the knife and just be done and just cut that person. The other thing is, like what Preston was talking about, if you're holding and then you push the left stick down, Snake will flip them over and slam them down on the ground and like throw them down to the ground. So worth it if you want to just pop in there and just like scroll through. If you're looking for anything, you can always just pop in there and see. Otherwise, it doesn't really stop you from being able to do anything, but you can.
I'm in my pacifist playthrough, and everyone's taking a trank dart. Everybody taking a trank dart instantly, whole time.
Yeah, that's fine too. And that is actually where we get into this next part here. So as we make our way through the jungle after we get that first one, we get a second tutorial about the camo system. So I put a point here that I wanted to talk about this. I think the camo system is cool as fuck. Mostly because, so the original version of this game, it helped with the way that fidelity was at the time, but it was actually, if you go back and look, there is times where if you had the camo system and it was set at 100%, so if you were laid perfectly and you were doing these things, if you turned your head away and then went back, you would literally not be able to see Snake on the screen. Like he was fundamentally invisible. Like it was insane, to the point where there would be times where if you were playing the game and you were out of the camera, because so in this game, in the Master Collection version and in the remakes that they've done like for 360 and then the Legacy Collection,
you have two cameras.
Yeah, so when you're crawling through the grass and stuff, it zooms in and gives you the infiltration view. That is a new thing that has happened on all of the remakes of this game, because originally the camera was always zoomed out, just like all the other Metal Gear games. And when it did this, unless you went through like a log, right, or like went through a tunnel where your vision would go through. But if you were out and you were just like crawling through the grass, you could very well, if your camo was good enough, you would just lose where you were at, and couldn't see anymore. Which I actually thought was cool as hell at the time, because it was like, if me and my friends were like playing through this, if you got 100% camo and you're walking around and then you pause the game, go get a snack, whatever, come back and you're like, wait, fuck, and then you have to like turn on a different piece of camo so that you can see where you're at. It's just that the thing is like, you did it too good. Like I'm too invisible. I need to be able to see where I'm at. But again, it's like a Kojima thing of like, no, the enemies can't see him. He's 100% blended in, so nobody can see him. It wouldn't make any sense for people to be able to see him, kind of thing. But yeah, so they introduce a camo system here, and they also tell us about the durability system for weapons. So we are given, like, you can find suppressors and different attachments for weapons. Those suppressors have a durability set, so it's a certain amount of shots that happen. And before that, well, Preston, you can shake your head, but that's how it works in real life, so I don't know what to tell you. And if you go past that, it will lose its ability to suppress bullets, and then it will break, and you'll have to go find another one. And from there, we get to go through some tutorial enemies before we make our way to the factory where, the shell of a factory, basically, where Sokolov is currently being held. And Major Tom calls us and lets us know that he's going to be in the northeast section of the building, but that when we find him, we need to give him a passphrase that says, "Sorry for being so late," and he will know that we're there to rescue him.
Can you address something really quick? Because I feel like we skipped this in the beginning based on where we are now. What was the deal with it dropping us down and being like, you're Jack and what have you, and like the white hair and looked very Raiden-y or like big bossy, and then he rips off the mask and then it's just Snake with brown hair?
Well, so
what
Snake
was the purpose?
He's always had brown hair, but he didn't have white hair.
Is that something that maybe I got because I said I liked?
Maybe it could have been a little Easter egg for that. Yeah, so maybe.
So yeah, when my game kicks off and like I land, they're like, "Hey man, you're here. Like, you naked Snake. You dropped in with nothing. Everything you're gonna need.
You probably had the Raiden mask on. Like, it probably to show you that you had the Raiden mask. That's probably what it was.
So yeah, so like you take off your helmet, and like, hey, everything here. You're like, you're gonna have to find. You're like, cool. Like, it's Jack, whatever, and is like, I'm gonna call you Naked Snake, and he reaches up in the cinematic and he grabs the mask and rips it off because I'd already gotten the David Hayter thing like right there. And he rips it off, and it's the same face, but this time with dark hair, and they're like Naked Snake, David Hayter. I was like, but.
It's what? Because they did the thing, and now the flip side of that, to answer your other question, is the reason he looks like Snake is because Snake is an exact clone of Big Boss.
No, that I knew, but like I was like, why in the first 2 seconds?
Yeah,
did
that's
you
the
have me in
mask.
white hair and then
Easter
rip it
egg.
off?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if you go into your camo menu, you'll actually see there's a it says Raiden mask that you can put on.
It threw me for such a loop. I was like, Kojima, why did you just have him rip off a Mission Impossible style face? And introduce him twice?
That's the Metal Gear Solid 2 Easter egg. Yeah. Okay.
I was like, oh, we're just not going to address that, huh? We're just going to move on.
Yeah, no, it's just supposed to be an Easter egg for Metal Gear Solid 2. Okay. But yeah, so he gives us this passphrase, and then we walk in, and when we walk in on Sokolov burning a bunch of documents, and we give him so at first is we announce ourselves in the room, and Sokolov is like, oh, are you here with Volgin? He's like, you're too late, you're never gonna get any. And he shoves all of the documents into the furnace, and we're like, no, we're from the CIA. And he was like, Major Zero gave me a message to give you, and he says sorry for being so late. And he's like, oh, okay, then I reckon, I know who you are now, and everything's fine. He gives us sort of some background on Volgin and the power gap that right now that's being created within, or the power vacuum that's being created within the Russian government between Khrushchev and Volgin's faction, the GRU, the GRU. And how his ultimate goal is to seize the weapon that Sokolov has been working on this entire time to aid in his coup to overthrow Khrushchev and take over the Russian government. And we call the Major to let him know that we've secured Sokolov and that we are making our way to the extraction point. The Major says, that sounds good, everything's cool. By the way, definitely not a big deal, but we've lost contact with the boss like about an hour ago. I don't know, maybe it's just poor signal. Don't worry about it, though. You just keep moving. So we're just going to not worry about that for right now. We make our way out of the facility and right into a trap from the Russian government soldiers. And right when it looks like they got the drop on us, our old friend Ocelot shows up. And he has his
new friend Ocelot, to be fair.
He is, in this point, he's Snake's new friend, but for us, he is our old friend.
Yes.
But we are seeing him in a much different light than we are used to. He is a young whippersnapper compared to the way that we've normally seen him in 1 and 2.
Can I say, you're probably going to talk about it with some of the way he interacts with Snake. I love, and I think he nailed this weird little bit of insecurity that he has, right? Like, it's the tiniest little detail to where we see him in 1 or whatever. It's like such a good character touch.
What's so great about you noticing that is that that already goes deeper than you know. But yes, it is. Okay. That is absolutely intentional. It's nuts. But yes. So we meet up with him, and he ends up doing his typical little gun show, but not with revolvers like we're used to. He's got a little pistol this time, but he's still very skilled with it and kills every single soldier that is around us. And he is under the impression that we are the boss. And so he basically says, like, hey, I'm going to take Sokolov, blah, blah, blah. But then he realizes after a short while that we are not the boss, and Snake is sitting there with his patented CQC stance, and Ocelot makes a comment where he's like, look at this dork to all of his people in the Ocelot unit. And then he starts laughing like, right, guys? And then the whole unit starts laughing like, right, boss, you're hilarious, blah, blah, blah. And right in that moment, we beat the shit out of him. And not only do we beat him up, but we take out every single member of the Ocelot unit. with some very cool CQC combat and shooting one of the guards with a trank dart right in his shoulder and then knocking him out. And after we do that, we give a very stern talking to Ocelot about how stupid he was.
How stupid his choice of gun is.
Yeah,
and, like,
stupid
how he has
his
to
choice of
count the
gun is.
bullets. Yeah.
And why he was trying to do cool gun tricks in the middle of a fight makes no fucking sense. But he's like, but you got some promise, so maybe keep it up and you'll become something one day. And then we knock him out and leave. And we run after Sokolov, who ran off during the beginning of this scuffle. So as soon as we catch up in the previous area with the bridge that we had to cross to get over here,
Hold on.
we see...
Before you go too far, now maybe I'm not remembering correctly when this happens, but didn't he make like a little meow sound in this section?
This happens.
Or later?
This happens. It's the next time we meet him.
Okay,
and the time
I'm like,
after
we are
that,
not
so-
skipping over that, please. Like, there's no way you're
No,
skipping over
going
that part.
forward,
Okay.
we'll give a little teaser right now. But going forward, anytime that Ocelot calls in his unit,
Oh, that's what he's doing?
He makes in the sound of an ocelot, and then all of his
fucking
goons
stupid.
show up.
Continue. I just want to make sure we
But
didn't mess up.
we'll get. No, yeah, we're
I
gonna
think
get there. We're gonna get
I
there.
think Snake doesn't somebody comment on it? It like I thought somebody okay, I heard it too. Maybe it was just the subtitle I recall seeing like for the dialogue.
Oh yeah, he does. The subtitle is like it
Yeah.
does like it's like ocelot noise. Like and he
Yes.
does like a whole fucking thing.
Nice.
But yes, so we leave, we catch back up with Sokolov, and when we catch back up with him, we get the first shot of the Shagohod, which is the weapon that he was working on, which is essentially, I think we can all agree, is just early Metal Gear. And it is basically a giant, it's the world's first mobile nuclear launch weapon, and as he's telling us about it and how it works, he was like, Snake makes a comment where he was like, by the way you're talking, it sounds like we're already fucked. Like, and he's like, no, it's bad right now, but it'll get really bad if I finish it. So you need to get me out of here before they can make me finish it, or else it's gonna get really bad. They won't be able to finish it without me though. And so right when we go to make our way off the bridge, we are confronted by none other than the boss herself. But clearly, something has changed. She tells us good work, and then drops 2 heavy containers that make Sokolov like almost fall off the bridge. And she says that Sokolov is coming with her, and at that moment, a swarm of hornets surround us. And this is my notes here, some proto-vamp freak
I
takes
was gonna
Sokolov.
say, I see the tongue come out like, I'm like, I thought there was no vamp.
I'm so happy you said that, because when that happened and I saw this guy, I was just like, what in the Kojima hell is this thing?
Yes. Yeah. I genuinely, and it's crazy because if you go and look this up, there are tons of people who do not hate Vamp the way that I hate Vamp.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Yeah.
At all. A bunch of freaks out there.
and
It's fine.
I know, but like even against the other characters like in the game, like they're like, oh yeah, Vamp's pretty good, and I'm like, but he's not the. It doesn't matter either way.
It doesn't.
Do they love
Proto
this
Vamp
guy?
shows up, huh?
Do people love this guy? The Hornet dude?
Well,
Well, that's
the tongue
so.
guy's
Well,
not
that's
the
2
hornet
different
guy.
guys.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no. But you said like people don't hate Vamp the way that you do, and so on. But like, is this one that we're meeting now? Do people really like?
I
him?
don't-
Because
I don't
saw him
even-
and I was
I-
like, this is the weirdest,
I even-
dumbest.
I even don't hate this guy the way that I hate Vamp, because when we get to, so this is obvious, we'll get there, but this is the Cobra unit, right, that we're getting our first introduction to. We just don't know that
This
they're called
is-
the Cobra unit.
No, but
and-
we do get the whole lord. They're like, here's all of the characters you're going to be facing in
Here's
this
the Rose
game
Gallery
Yeah.
of this game.
right
Yeah.
now. Like
Yeah,
right now.
and they drop it right there, and when they go to explain everybody in the Cobra unit, there's a reason that this game ended up being my favorite. Is I think these are the most these ones are the most compelling out of all of the villain troops that we've gotten in Metal Gear so far.
Sure.
1 is a close second. I think 2 is probably the weakest one. 4 is just above that one, but either way. Well, technically, Rising has the best villains, but we're gonna get there.
2 had a fucking bomb dude on roller blades.
I think that 2's the only
carrying a martini. Like, come on.
Yes, the only good villain in 2 legitimately is Ocelot and Solidus. That's it. Otherwise, don't stop talking to me. I don't care about any of you.
I like the lady,
especially you, Vamp. Anyway, so they abduct Sokolov onto the helicopter, and we are shown some of the boss's old friends, is what she calls them, who are all very happy to be able to fight together again. And Snake, we then ask the boss what the hell is going on, and she tells us that she is defecting to the Soviet Union, and Sokolov and the nukes that she brought are gift for her new Soviet comrades to be able to prove her loyalty here. And then we get introduced to, you guys will remember this because he was actually part of Metal Gear Solid 1, but we are introduced to Colonel Volgin here. Mm-hmm. He asked, but he's, a lot more shredded than he was back in number 1. But he asks the boss if we're coming with her, and she says that we are still too pure for the Cobra unit. And Volgin replies that because we've seen his face, he has to die, and he gets ready to kill us. But the boss says that she will take care of us and proceeds to beat our ass and break our arm and then throw us off of the bridge into the river below it. Mm. And all we can do at this point is snag the bandana off her head before we leave right into the river. And we see a scene after Snake falls into the river with the boss looking down and telling us to drift away because her place is with them now. We then wake up on the shore of the river, and we get what will end up being our final tutorial for the mechanics of this game, which is the cure menu. Again, I genuinely love this as a touch here, because I think that it is cool to be able to actually have a mechanic that is you fixing any of the things that happen to you. Like in Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2, if you did get hit with a bunch of bullets and you were bleeding, you just ate a ration, took a bandage, and then you were done, right? Whereas this, you are doing all the different things that you would need to do to cure whatever has happened to you. So in this particular case, there's a bunch of cuts and then our broken arm that we have to deal with, and some broken ribs and like a laceration elsewhere because the boss beat the shit out of us. So when you do that, there is medicine and other things, other equipment that you have picked up along the way, and you just go through and do whatever it is that the game is telling you to do to be able to cure any of those things, whether it's disinfecting, applying a bandage, whatever. And you do that here. And so once we can do that, we see the boss and the crew. Snake sort of comes to, and we see the boss and the crew taking the Shagohod out of the area with a bunch of helicopters basically lifting it out. And the boss sort of reaches out to the area where we are currently leaned up against, and we try to reach back out to her, but then we pass out. And we are then kicked back to Vulcan's helicopter, where he introduces us to a new character who they think might be KGB, but also potentially like Sokolov's like right-hand woman. And Vulcan makes a comment that he thinks she might be able to be useful after she tries to use a hidden kiss of death on him when she thinks that he's not paying attention. And then Vulcan decides after that it is time to test out one of the nukes that Boss brought, and blows up the entire research facility that Sokolov was going to be brought to. And it cuts back.
We are way too close to that.
I think it's more of a mini nuke, but yes,
it is. Yeah,
if that was a real nuke and you were Snake, you're dust. Yes.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is a miniature nuke. You can see it's just. I mean, only yay big.
Guy.
Like
still it's a nuke, but it's not yet.
It's on a little portable launcher, but it does still blow away the entire research facility.
Yeah, I'm no nuclear expert. I have a feeling like a mini nuke that's yay big, so you probably still need to be more
if
than
you're
a mile
wondering
away from
why
it.
one of the reasons why Snake was not actually, or the big boss was not actually able to have children and had to be genetically cloned, then this would be a good
The
thing that
radiation
might
is
happen.
fair.
Sure.
All right. Okay.
And that is talked about in later games, but maybe even the next one we're going to play. But whatever. Either way, so as soon as we start to see the rescue balloon come down that we would use to get out of there, but before we can make our way to it, the nuke goes off in the distance, and the scene sort of fades out, and we are given what I personally believe is an amazing late title card with the theme of the game for Snake Eater. This comes off to me as super James Bond.
100%.
So
I can't even say
Bondy.
kind of comes off. This is 100% a James Bond intro. He's like, I like how they do that.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. It sounds like Tomorrow
Yes.
Never Dies theme song.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
100%. Like,
And
I'm
I love,
okay,
I
Kojima.
genuinely, I love
It's good.
this theme song.
It's done very well. Like, it's very done
Yeah.
very, very well. It's very classy. Yeah.
Like, this theme song is so good in my opinion, with like the little jazz backing and the piano.
Don't get
and
twisted.
The lady who
not
sings
kind
it
of
is
like, this is 1000% a James Bond.
crush it.
I
To be
actually-
fair, I said super light, but yes.
Yeah.
I actually don't think that this is the only time you can see like James Bondy influence in this.
Oh,
I think
sure.
the
No, yeah,
character-
yeah. There's
Well,
plenty
no,
of-
I mean,
the lady-
even the way, like,
but
I
this
think
is
even in,
1000%
we talked about it,
blatant.
Metal Gear
No, but
Solid
I was-
1 has some stuff with that too, right? Like, and then he also does Mission Impossible stuff there. Like,
Oh no, but I'm talking about like this game. Like I think the character
sure.
we meet in a moment, the female reminds me very much
Sure.
of the female companion.
Absolutely.
He's probably leaning a little more into
100%.
the James Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one.
I even think, I mean, the intro of this game, right? Like when we do the Halo jump, like that's all Mission Impossible too. Like it's, I think Kojima has never said to people like, "Don't look, I don't like Western media." Like he's very clear about what he likes. But yeah, so we get that title card, we get everything there. And we then come back into a scene with Major Zero and Jack in the ICU, where Jack mentions that so far, the only thing that's happened since he's been trying to recover there is that he's been told that he's a traitor and that he aided in the boss's defection. And Major Zero lets us know that that's actually why he's here, is because the two of them are going to clear their names and clear all of Fox Unit all at the same time. And then he gives background on a conversation that the president of the U.S. and Russia had about the events that transpired during the Virtuous mission. And we get a whole thing between Khrushchev and President Johnson here, where they come to an agreement that we as the U.S. have 1 week to infiltrate Russia and deal with the boss and Volgin, or else he will have no choice but to activate the army and start World War III. I actually think... here, I actually love the voice actor that they got for President Johnson in this, because there's a part where Khrushchev is like, so what, and he's, obviously a very thick Russian sort of English conversation that's happening from Khrushchev's side, and he's like, so you're saying that, the U.S. is denying any involvement in what just happened, and then it just cuts to this that is correct. Like, it is like so ridiculous. It's like, I actually can't remember. It's been a long time since I've actually heard audio of President Johnson, so I don't know if that's actually what he sounded like, but it does crack me up that Kojima was just like, I don't know, just get some dude from Georgia to do this voice and we're good. It doesn't matter. But so that's the agreement that they come to, and then we get what will end up being the basis for our next mission here. So then we cut immediately to a cutscene of Snake infiltrating Russian airspace again in the same area that we were before, but this time we are attached to a jet that is about to basically drop us off as like a little personal missile, and Major Zero lets us know that our first goal, as soon as we land, is to get back to Sokolov's holding cell that we made our way from in the beginning, to make contact with 2 former NSA code breakers that defected to the Soviet Union, called Adam and Ava. And then once we land, after he tells us that, We get briefed one more time on the overall mission goals that we had talked about before when we were in the ICU. We also get the new mission name called Snake Eater. And as well as a new codec friend called Mr. Signet, who takes over as our weapons expert. And Major Zero then lets us know that we need to hurry up and go meet up with Adam first, and we use the passphrase, "Who are the Patriots?" And then Adam will respond with "Lolly Lou Lay Low."
That old
and
bit.
you're just like, there it is. And with that, it's time to get to work and make our way there. And as soon as we make our way through the landing zone, we run into the boss, who tells us that clearly death was not ready for us yet, and if our arm still hurts. It was kind of rude. And as soon as we ask what she's doing here, she rushes us immediately, disassembles our weapon completely, and then beats the shit out of us again. And there we go. And then takes her gun, blows up our plane to get the soldiers' attention, and tells us that we need to get running to the border, which is about 60 miles south of here, because we are never going to be able to complete our mission. We then ask her why she defected, and she tells us that she is, because he goes, we go, "Boss, why did you betray us? Like, why did you defect?" And she says that she isn't our boss anymore, and that she's never betrayed anyone. She has always been loyal to her cause since the beginning, and then turns the question on us, where asking where our loyalties lie, whether it's to her or our country, whether it's to the mission or our beliefs. And then she tells us that we don't know the truth yet, but sooner or later we are going to have to make a choice, and tells us that us wearing her bandana is proof that we can't let go of the past, and then uses her horse to crush our hand, and tells us to go home, or the next time that she sees us, she's going to kill us, and then she leaves. And then we make our way from there. We need to, hightail it out of there. So we make our way back to the facility to meet up with Adam. But instead, we are met by a woman on a motorcycle who tells us that Adam couldn't make it. And then when we try to ask her for the password, she tells us to get down, and then kills all of the enemies that were hiding, and tells us that is our answer for the password. So right here, obviously it's, this is not, Snake has not been on a ton of missions, right? This is his first real mission. He's not the big boss that we all know, and he's certainly not Solid Snake or Liquid Snake or any of the other ones. But that is not how passphrases work. So thank you for killing those guys that were about to get on the drop on me, but answer the question. If you can't answer the question, I'm not going to talk to you. But that's not what happens.
No, in fact, a lot more than just talking.
Well,
yes, yeah. Well, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. But anyway, so then, and I actually have that. So we then get a Kojima scene option that is to either stare at the new girl here, who unzips her jacket about halfway, or not. You can decide to do it or not.
Well, the thing is, it doesn't tell you what you're pressing RB for. So sometimes when I'm doing this, I'm like, okay, RB, what's it gonna look? I'm like, oh, come on, man,
No,
really?
So here's
I knew.
I didn't.
Yes. So here's why I'm going to disagree is that before this has happened 2-3 other times when
Yeah,
Snake
but it's
was
always
looking
like
at
in a cutscene, like whatever he's looking at, stuff like that. But like,
when
whatever
just
he's
zoom
zooming on
in
the
at.
BAPS, man.
Whenever you see the RB, it is proven to you at this point that you are going directly into Snake's point of view. That is what happens every single time you press the button. So now, when it happens here, I think that you could reasonably assume what was about to happen.
I didn't assume shit.
I knew what was going to happen.
Uh-huh.
What I did then happened the way I expected it to happen. I was not upset at my decision.
I'm not saying I was upset.
With that being said, Christian, to your point a second ago, my immediate thought, I had two thoughts back to back, went bang bang. The first thought in my head goes, that's Kojima for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
The second thought that immediately went through my head is, how would someone who's not who they say they are disarm like a young soldier? and like half undoing your shirt is pretty disarming right
sure
after
is.
you refuse to give a password. So
Yep.
now I'm just uber skeptical of this person because my initial thought was she did that solely to distract and disarm me as
100%.
Snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So from there though, we go inside the storage facility where the woman introduces herself as Eva. And she tells us that Adam couldn't make it because Volgan was too suspicious. And then immediately, Eva and Snake nerd out over guns, like right away, talking about hers and the way she was shooting it. And then she gives us a disguise as also a replacement weapon for the one that the boss ruined. And then tells us to get some rest while she would watch over us at night. And Snake says that he doesn't know that he can trust anybody right now to do that. And Eva says that she'll be, you'll be fine. And then we get a call from paramedic who introduces us to the rest mechanic. So if you need a really quick way to get your stamina back, if you save and exit the game, and then it'll be like Snake took a nap, right? And so then you would come back, and you're so no matter what, anytime you load the game, your stamina will always be full up, even if when you turned it off, it was a thing. So it's another one of Kojima's outside of the game little mechanics where if you turn the game off and go get some rest, you will come back rested. Is what they're going for there. But as night starts to fall and Snake is going to sleep, we get a shot of Eva in the back of the area, clearly trying to talk to somebody over a radio. So there you go, Alex. There's your concerns right there. And so dawn starts to break, and we get a shot of Eva getting dressed through our almost closed eyelids here. But the
almost
view
close
is,
unless you're fast enough with RB.
yeah. But we get the view cut short because the Ocelot unit is starting to surround us. And Eva says that she has to get out of there before they find her. And we tell her that we will hold them off, and she goes underneath the little mousetrap door that was inside that room. And so from this, we get another part of the mission here where we have to get rid of the eight members of the Ocelot unit to be able to proceed with the next part of this mission here. So you can do this any number of ways, however you see fit. You can do it super sneakily. You can just go guns blazing and smoke every single one of these dudes. It's totally up to you. The way that I do it is so you jump immediately under the bed if you have any of the stun grenades that we've picked up, running through here.
I'll take like 4 guys out. I'd take a chunk of them out immediately.
So there's 4 guys that go to kick open that door. As soon as they kick open the door, you toss. No. If you throw a stun grenade out there,
It just passes. They pass out. Okay.
it just knocks all 4 of them out, and so that takes out 4 of the 8 that you have to go do. Then after that, you can stealth your way, loud shoot your way, however you want to do it through all of them. I forgot that I had the regular gun equipped still and not the tranq one. So as soon as I go out, there's the guy on the right side of the building. So I walk up to that window, crawl over, get the gun out, and I'm like, all right, time to go night-night. And then I shoot him, and he's like, bleh, and like blood goes everywhere. And I was like, oh, that's the wrong gun. And I'm like, well, he's dead, so that's what that is. So then I re-equipped the tranq gun, but then I walk back over. There's 2 guys on the left side there of the building. I tossed another stun grenade over there, knocked both of them out. And then I climb up the ladder, get the last guy, and then you are good to go after doing that. And then since we're about to get there, we can pause here. It's fine. So for you guys, I guess all the way up until this point, because I know we briefly talked about it after the title card, but where are we at here after taking out these 8 guys? How did you guys do? Anything specific you guys want to call out, or just again, or just in general your feelings?
Yeah, so I there were a couple of touches I appreciated. I got a hidden achievement right in the very beginning. So the first thing I could do when I moved was like play with my guns. They gave me the trank gun, and I saw a snake by my feet, and I was like, well, I'm not getting bit by a freaking snake. So I shot it, and it turned into like a ration, and it was like doo-doo-doo, snake eater. I was like, oh, cool.
Yep.
Achievement, right? But yeah, I'm in my pacifist playthrough. Everything gets tranked. Snakes, alligators, people. No tranks will be reserved. The combat, exactly what you would expect. I do like the advancements of like there are 2 camera angles. You could be like closer or further back.
Yeah.
Right? Which is kind of nice. Because there are sometimes areas where like I'd like to see further back. And I do like the baddies they introduced so far, although I did think it was funny when Sokolov got taken. I don't know if the implication was in the midst of the swarm, somebody dropped a hook from the helicopter and grabbed him and took him up, or if the Hornets use their little feces
it's the vamp guy
him.
just takes his arms and grabs him.
Oh, that's right. He comes down in the swarm, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's what it was. I did giggle at that scene now that I'm thinking about it, just because I was like, it's goofy. But it's very Kojima, and I don't know, man. Like, as we go in the series, I find there are things that I really look forward to in these games, and I actually find my thoughts on previous games evolving and changing. Like, I kind of liked the first, like, running around the first game, and even though I think it's goofy, the first and the second games are so self-contained, like one's at a base on land, one's at a base in the water, like it works. So like in this one I kind of know like we're just gonna be running around the jungle doing some like I don't know, like I'm starting to kind of dig these games, like this weird Stockholm syndrome that I'm getting as we play them. It's changed my opinion on all of them, but so far like I like this one. I like the intrigue. I like trying to figure out what's going on with Boss, and clearly the girl we're with isn't who we think she is, and there's some stuff that comes up in a minute in the next cutscene that again is like every time I really start to fall in love with it, not in a negative way, but the Kojima reminds me like, hey, I made this game and the most ridiculous shit happens, and it's still equally funny and equally good, and it only works because it's a Kojima game. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm enjoying myself with this one. For some reason, I guess I just didn't know about like easy mode back in the day. Or I remember when I played this game, because I thought it had a really cool premise. I thought it looked really good. So I'm like, this will be the Metal Gear I get into. I think there was a demo out at one point where it has you fighting the sniper guy in the middle of the field. And I'm like, I just couldn't fucking do it.
Oh, the end. Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, I don't know why the demo
As in,
was...
sorry, just I'm not saying the end of the game. That is the character called the end. But yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because like I was playing that, I'm like I just couldn't figure it out. Like you got all those points where you got like, I know you can like do survival techniques where you have to eat and stuff like that. And then we get the tutorial for the wounds and stuff like that, which to me like, it's fun a little bit, but like I'm be taking off all the leeches. I'm gonna be doing this band-aid. I gotta do this suture. I gotta do this ointment. I'm like, brother, just give me a ration and let's call it a fucking day. That's just me personally. I get it.
I like it.
If you want that survival whole thing with eating snakes and shit and fucking digging leeches out of your body, like I get it. It's just not for me. Same thing with stealth, not for me. So with easy mode on, makes things a lot better. Now I tried to be stealthy at first. Like literally the first section area you get with multiple guys in there. It's
and
like,
then I found the AK-47.
and then it's like alert, evasion. There's like 3 or 4 different like levels of this, and I wasn't paying.
It's just alert and evasion.
I was paying attention to like
well, then caution.
the changing of it, because like it would count down, and then all of a sudden I'd be like not paying attention because I'm waiting for the countdown to happen. And I look back up and it's like a higher number. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm like, fuck this. I'm like, going through, I'm just going to start mowing these guys down. Or at least like try to snipe them. Or there's plenty of times to where you can just run and then get to that next scene and you're fine. Now, sometimes it doesn't work. Yeah. So that first area, because you're going to get to the bridge, right? So there's that guy in front of the bridge. I'm like, fuck this, I'm out of here. So I'm like running past like 5 guys. I get to like the scene transition. Fuck me if those guys aren't still coming from behind me. I'm like, God damn it. So the guy in front of me automatically notices, and I get skipped on the entire cutscene for seeing that bridge for the first time. Because there's a cutscene to where it shows you that there's a hornet's nest up in the top. I don't get that fucking cutscene at all. Because I ran into there and he was already alerted.
What's funny is, so it's actually funny because, so like I said, this is, you have the first game on the PS1, game 2 is at the beginning of the PS2, and then this game is at the tail end of the PS2's life cycle, right? So that tech of not having like areas basically deloading when you leave them and then coming back is gone now. All that stuff is persistent, so people will still be alerted and be able to come through areas, all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I loaded that section back up, and then just went a little more sneakily into there. Fell off the bridge the first time. Didn't realize you can wobble off. Totally fell off the bridge the first time. The first, is it Kiko Man? Little frog guy?
Yeah, the little frog.
Oh, yeah, I found
I saw one before you got the weapons, and I'm like, fuck, I can't do nothing about this guy. But then the second one I found, I shot, and I'm assuming it's a collectible kind of thing. You shoot it, if you get all of them, you probably get a trophy or some shit like that. Yeah, whatever.
Yep.
You get an achievement the first one you shoot. It's like, you shot your first Kiko.
I think there's something else.
You can find all of them and do it. You can also, it's like, there's a, like, it'll be similar to, but like in the remake, they're going to do a, it's also in the original game too, but there's a Ape Escape
I saw that
reference in one of these where you can run and catch one of the monkey. Yeah, they've got tons of extras like that around this game.
Loved that James Bond intro. I thought it was very fun. And then we started getting into like the Johnson section to where it's just, I can handle a lot of exposition if I have like CG characters in a cutscene happening. They're talking to each other, they're moving around a little bit. I got something to pay attention to watch to. When it's just like newspapers flashing back and forth and just like narration in the background, and then you go into like another like 15-minute codec call right after that with some more explanation and stuff like that, I'm just sitting here like, fucking, I'm bored as shit right now. Like, I'm so fucking bored. I don't mind a long cutscene. Long cutscene is not a problem. I don't know if it's, when I was a kid, and probably still now, it's just like, I like history. I just don't like the way it was delivered to me in school. So I would get fucking bored, and I'd fall asleep during class, and I wouldn't give a shit about history class. Not to mention, I'm really bad with numbers and remembering names. So, like, that didn't help anything at all. But, like, it's kind of the same thing to where it's like, we're getting all this exposition. We're showing little pictures and stuff like that. It's just not interesting to me. I'm sitting here like, where's my cell phone at? Where's my cell phone?
What is
Look at this.
the best way? What is the best way to deliver history, Preston?
I don't know. It's probably more like a watching like a reenactment or something like that. So I have something more like interactive going on.
I'm waiting for Preston to say like, I would have liked it if there was a Subway Surfer video at the bottom of this, so my TikTok brain will be able to get all of the history facts.
Yeah, no, it's all just naked ladies telling you about history. That'll help me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not all the expeditions not much different than a Zidless or something. You just have some bouncing physics going on at the same time.
Maybe that just attracts my attention a little bit more than some other things, Alex. But either way, the long expositions, like it just drains me. And it's, you saw at the end of Metal Gear Solid 2, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm falling asleep under this fucking long ass cutscene. I don't mind long cutscenes as long as there's something animated and something happening on screen outside of pages and like just still images and codec.
I said this at the end of 2, and I mean this still. I genuinely cannot wait for you to play 4.
I know, I'm ready for it. We'll see how it goes. But if it's animated and there's CG characters moving around,
so there's things. The thing is that they do have a lot of.
I don't mind that.
They do have a lot of. They do have more animated cutscenes in that one. But if you do not think that there are not still image exposition lore dumps,
sure, no, I'm ready for it. Hey, I'm in this collection for the long haul. You said we're doing the franchise. I'm like, okay, Press is gonna actually play through this shit.
We are.
So that being said, that is what it is.
I told Christian Preston at one point, he texted me like the same thing about the ending thing or something. I was like, yeah, I'll get there eventually. It's like, I'm currently 30 minutes into the lore dump it's giving me right now.
Yeah.
So
here's the thing. And you guys,
and like, fucking God bless all those mothers back in the day who's like, come on, son, it's time for this. It's 1 minute. I gotta finish this thing. I can't save right now. It's like, no, Mom, we can't. We got fucking Kojima giving us a 45-minute cutscene right now.
Well,
I can't fit around. And you can still pause.
To be fair, back then,
it's fine.
Yeah, so you could pause and just walk away because the PS2 was only using like a fraction of electricity that.
You tell Mom we can't pause
today,
it. That's not where we're at. But yeah. Also, like, not to mention, like, when you go percentages, how much gameplay percentage to cutscene exposition percentage are you think we're getting in this?
So in the beginning, because again, right here,
You got a lot to learn.
This is the
Beginning, I get
problem.
it. Not a
This
big
is
deal.
this is the problem with. This is the inherent, I should say, problem with the way that we do the book club, where we break it up as opposed to just like
Doing it all and talking
doing
about
episodes like
Yeah.
a month, right? Like being like,
Yeah.
hey, we're gonna like once a month where we beat a game and then come back, where we have to split this up. So this is like we were playing through the prologue and in the very first intro mission, like so Act 1. So like if you break this, like if you're looking at this game like through a walkthrough, the first mission we played was the prologue, and then this is Act 1. So there is a ton of
Yeah, and I get that. That's
exposition
not a
here,
problem.
which is normal, right?
The thing I
Whereas
was
like
thinking, I'm like,
going
goddamn.
forward, the next sections that we'll be playing is going to be like extremely
A lot
gameplay
more,
heavy
yeah.
with some cutscenes in there, and then the next section we play after that is going to be the end, and so there will be a ton of cutscenes there of just wrapping things up, right? But that's just the nature of the book club thing.
Sure.
So this will still flow like a normal video game. 4, I can't tell you that.
Is there gonna is 4 gonna have a part to where it's just a cutscene? Like I want you guys to sit down and watch this cutscene as part 3.
The beginning.
I'm gonna have to. So it's been a while since I played 4, but
Do some more research for us, please.
well,
actually-
we'll have to figure it out. But yes, there will definitely be one of these sections when we go to beat it that I'm gonna. Honestly, my whole thing with 4 is I'm just gonna say is that my disclaimer is do not under any circumstances wait till the last minute to play through your section of 4. That's it. Especially because with 4, because there is no Master Collection version of it now, I will obviously be giving everybody. I'll be buying PS3 copies for everybody.
Sure. We'll find a
To
copy
be
you
able
play
to play, so
somewhere.
you don't have to worry about the Steam library.
I'll have to
thing.
look because I may actually already own it.
Let's say, does Xbox not have that backwards compatible?
It does not.
I think I might have it. I'll look.
Okay, well, either way, I have all that,
Sure,
so
we'll figure
we
it out.
can do that. But that's going to be my disclaimer. That whole game is just don't wait till the last minute because there's going to be nothing stopping you from playing it. So just do it so that those parts can be done. Because I have genuinely,
Sure.
it could be, yeah.
So let me say
But
two
this
things.
this game will still flow like a regular video game.
Let me say two things really quick before we move on to this next part, just because Preston said it and it reminded me. So I agree with the healing system. I'll be honest, I can take it or leave it. With that being said, I do appreciate it's just one more after playing now like all of these Kojima games and throwing in Death Stranding in the middle of it, right? Like I do appreciate that it's one more just like Kojima immersive function.
Yes.
So like I don't love it because again, it's just
But
like
easy
it's
mode,
a mini game.
how much do we actually have to take
But-
care of, which is nice.
Yeah, and but I don't hate it too because like I get what Kojima was doing. He's just
Sure.
adding that immersion to
And
it.
it
So
makes more
that
sense
actually,
too. Like I get it. You get the cigar to take off the fucking leeches.
Yeah.
You get the sutures to cover your wounds. It's like, oh, I'm still bleeding. Gotta put this on. Like, okay, I get. It's not like just hitting a rash and cleaning yourself. There's reason
I
to the parts you're
appreciate it.
using.
yeah. So that's one thing.
I
The
do
other
dig
thing
it.
I was gonna say is now with Preston's comment of like, this is back in the day. I thought this would be the first one I would get into. This kind of goes back to what I was saying, how I'm looking at the other games differently now. The first Metal Gear I played was Metal Gear 1 on PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
Somebody gave us a PlayStation long after, like, I had owned a PlayStation 2 and something else by this point. Somebody gave my dad a PlayStation 1. This game came on it, and I tried it longer than what, like, my uncle had when I was a child. And I still gave up in, like, the first mission, like, crawling around that isometric view. I'm like, I don't love this. But being on the third one now and being used to it, I'm actually really disappointed at my younger self for not powering through and
I
experiencing
did
the
not
game.
like stealth. Fuck that.
Yeah, but like it's different. Like in the first mission, I was just remember like crawling around and like in the little corridor. But once you go up the escalator or the elevator, the game just opens up so much more.
It does.
And 2 builds on that. And like I really do kick myself for not making my younger self like push through and experience it back then. Because I am like looking at these kind of fondly now.
And now you get to go at it
different.
in your 30s and be like, oh, I never get to play these. I can experience them for the first time.
No, I know, but yeah.
So my thing for the lore dumps and all the history thing, that comment is, so this in all of the games it really works for me, but in this one I really like, because and we all know, because we've obviously all been besties forever, but like I'm a huge history buff. Like, I love, you sit me in front of a history documentary, I am there locked in with a snack, and I'm not moving until that bitch is over. Like,
Ken
love
Burns
it.
gets Christian in the mood. Just a little bit of like
That's a
sepia
fact.
tone.
I mean, dude, I was remember when we used to live in St. Louis, I wouldn't shut up about Hardcore History, that podcast that I love listening to, like all that stuff. Like yes, I love history stuff. So especially getting like this alternate history of thing of like they're talking about like in the beginning, right, when they're talking about the Cuban Missile Crisis and being like, here's all this stuff, and then this is what actually was happening from behind the scenes, and da 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 da. I was like, for me, that stuff totally hits. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm locked in. Let's do it. Which is why I am still to this day. I mean, obviously, we're going to revisit it, but I still to this day, from when I played it back then, I love Metal Gear Solid 4. Even with all of its faults, I still am like, the boldness to put a fucking movie in this thing. And hold on one second.
I'm like Christian, except with like ancient history, right? Like, I don't really care as much about American history.
Yeah, I'm more about ancient. So like, even so, like, I just my memory.
Give me ancient history, and that's my
really
jam.
bad. So like, I'm trying to remember years.
Yeah, see, I
and, like,
love.
where I can go, like, I can kind of put things like in a timeline in my head, but like, don't ask me what fucking year. Don't ask me what century. It's just really bad. Really, really bad.
Yeah. So. But yeah, so I love all that stuff, so it totally hits for me, and I think it's great. So we'll pick it back up here. So after that scene, so we then get rid of those 8 members of the Ocelot unit, and we proceed out of the door. But we are immediately met with a scene with Ocelot holding Eva hostage. And
I mean, holding hostage or holding something else as well.
Well, that doesn't happen just yet. So
Okay.
at first he's just holding her hostage, and he's got this new, and he makes a comment that he's been waiting for this moment to fight with us again, and he's got like this whole new gun and everything, and he sort of his attention is like he sort of like you can actually see his model. He loosens up a bit because he's staring down at Snake, and as soon as that happens, Eva tries to escape. And he goes not so fast and puts the gun back and then reaches forward to like pull her back in. And when he reaches forward, his hand is right where those sweet, sweet baps are. And he goes, he was like, wait, a female spy. And then he, as he goes, this bitch is wearing perfume, which is like, okay. And then he makes a comment back to Snake where he goes, I have a new gun now, so there's not going to be any accidents this time. And Snake basically immediately makes fun of him.
I loved this. Because he's so proud. He's like, oh, I listened to you. Like, aren't you proud of me, Daddy? Like, I have a brand new gun. And then Snake just fucking trolls him for it the whole time. It's so funny.
But yeah, so he basically tells him that he was like, that accident would have happened if you weren't too busy trying to show off in the first place. But then he also goes, he makes fun of his gun for having all these engravings because they add no tactical advantage and all this other stuff.
He's like, nice filigree, idiot. It's just all for show and like dancing around.
But then he goes, he's like, but moreover than all of that, you don't have what it takes to kill me. And then he puts his guns down and looks at and opens his arms to look at Ocelot like, do it if you got it. And so Ocelot is like, oh, really? So he sort of lets go of Eva for a second. He goes to shoot here, but his gun is empty. And Snake makes a comment here. So immediately after that, Eva it kicks him across his head and backflips onto her bike and kicks him off and grabs his knife out of so Ocelot lands, pulls his knife out, and Snake makes a comment to him after Eva is sitting next to him on her bike, and he goes that you have to learn the weapon that you actually have because you thought that this was an 8-shot revolver, but it was a 6-shot revolver. And he was like, and you would know that if you knew what it felt like to have like however many bullets were still in the gun. And so Ocelot then goes to seem like he's going to jump forward with the knife. and Eva hits him with the Tomb Raider special here, and knocks him out with the bike.
The back bike tire as she flips off of his body
off of him,
on it.
and then catches his knife as it knocks out of his hand. And Snake then gives him another lecture about just what a fucking dork he is. And Ocelot does his patented 3-finger thing. He's like, this isn't over. And he goes to run away. And when he goes to run away here, Eva goes to shoot him. And we stop her and say that he's still young and he doesn't need to die yet. Or that he doesn't need to die. And she says that we're going to end up regretting that choice. But she needs to leave and hurry up and get back to camp before Ocelot does. And then she speeds off, breaking through the back gate. And we continue forward through the jungle. And so the next area that we get in here is the pond area. And this is an area where there is you can explore around, do some things. There's a lot of crocodiles, a lot of swimming. This is, to press into your point, this is where we find the leeches that we can get off of us if we need to. Did anybody find the little secret mask in here that you can get via some platforming?
I did not, and I'll be honest, I was a little irritated at this one point because I tried to go in deeper water earlier in the crocodile section and I drowned, and it made me redo it right when he's walking in the beginning.
That's because that's not water, it's mud.
Okay, I couldn't really tell the difference. So when I got to this point, I was like, where the hell am I supposed to go? Because like I've learned that if I go too deep, like I'm dead. And finally I was like, well, screw it. I guess I'll just reset the level. Maybe something's glitched. And I went in and he starts swimming and I was just like, what the... So, no, I found my way to the shore and left the area.
I did a little searching around there, like with the gators, because there's like some items here and there. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna stun the gators, walk past them real quick, go look at some of these items. I don't think I got a mask here. I think I just got. I can't remember what I got from here. There's something nice behind the gators, but I can't remember what it was.
Well, so there's also tons of equipment that you can get.
Yeah. I got like
I think I got thermal goggles. I think I got thermal goggles here, or anything like that. I know I got thermal goggles at some point.
Yeah. But so either way, you can the thing that you can get here is when you walk up to the left side, you can go up one of the vine trees and then go across this little rope and do like the shimmy thing, drop onto a second one and keep going, and there'll be a little cliffside there. You land on that and you get a crocodile head mask.
I've seen that before.
That you can get. Yep, so you can wear that. And I'll talk about a little Easter egg that happens in this next section. But halfway through the pond, we get a call from Eva, and she's telling us that she made it back to camp without any issues. But we ask her why anyone would want to defect countries in the first place. And she mentions that because of her early work in the intelligence community, she realized that everything she had learned about other countries was either complete fabrication or a well-constructed lie. With the truth hidden somewhere, sort of in between all of that. And before Snake gets a chance to follow up, she says that we have to go right now, or she had to go right now, but if we need anything, we can call her on this frequency. So that's our new, another codec buddy that we've got now. And as we go through the pond area, we get into the past base area. So when we get through this, there is a little outpost here with some enemies. So the first part here is the electrical fence area. So you can go through, there's same thing with claymore mines all around. If you're crawling on them, you'll pick them up, just like in all the other games. You go through the sections of the fence that are not broken open, and you can explore around here, get some other equipment, and then you make it to the past base area. When we get to the past base area, like I said, it's a little outpost. There's tons of enemies posted up. And you can go through and, either you can actually, if you want to get through this area quickly, you can trank one dude on the left and then get a second one towards the end and then run straight out of this area and not deal with anything. Otherwise, you can, smoke this whole base if you wanted to. Then go through that way if that's what you feel like doing. You can do whatever you want.
Sure was. Got the AK out and just started going. Yeah, Leroy Jenkins did. I just ran right through.
Jesus Christ!
And I
that is
destroyed the
a good
helicopter.
option.
I got in the little
I put
gun turret and like, yeah, we're gonna take this helicopter down. It explodes.
Oh, sure. That's something you can do too.
I put everybody to sleep and explored the whole area. So
Yeah, that's also So we get through this area though, and when we get through that, we are at the cliffside, and that is where we finally are introduced with what will end up being the end of this playthrough, or the end of this part, with our friend Ocelot, and he now has his signature double standard revolvers, 6 shots each, 12 shots total, and this is where our fight begins. So there's a couple things here at the beginning of this fight that I want to go over as far as a little Easter egg. So one, we are surrounded by the Ocelot unit. Preston, to your point, this is when he calls the Ocelot unit out after he gives our dumb little monologue with us. He does his little Ocelot thing, and all of the goons show up. And the other thing is so if we put the crocodile mask on that I talked about earlier in this section, all of his goons go, look at him, he looks so stupid, and they all start laughing at us while we fight him with the crocodile mask on, which is a nice little touch. But yeah, so we go through here, and this fight is kind of like the other times that we fought Ocelot, honestly, in the other games, where we're sort of dodging his shots and shooting him when he peeks out to do this like little draw thing that he's got, and the other times that you can get him is, so he makes it a point to reload standing still. He does not hide behind something and reload. Well, he will technically be behind something sometimes, but he will stand somewhere, not move in one place, and reload his weapons after he gets all 12 shots off. But yeah, so we can go through this fight, and you can either kill him or trank him. That will be for every single boss in this game, just like with Metal Gear Solid 2. You do not have to. You can do non-lethal takedowns versus lethal takedowns. What you will get versus these is lethal takedown will just give you you just beat the boss and that's it. Lethal takedown or non-lethal takedown will always reward you with some extra of some kind, whether it's a camo or a something. So do what you want there. It takes the same amount of hits usually, no matter what. So there won't be like a, oh, if I kill him, I only have to do 3 shots versus tranking is 8 shots. You know what I mean? Like whatever. It'll all do the same amount of damage. For the most part. So we do this fight, and after it looks like we have Ocelot on the ropes here at the end of this fight, we are met by the Hornet Swarm, and Ocelot makes a comment going, damn, he found us. And the Hornets kill every single member of the Ocelot unit, but Ocelot is able to defend himself by spinning his revolvers to swat away all of the Hornets that come after him, while we are forced to jump off the cliff into the ravine to get away, and we regain control at the bottom of the ravine and then pause our playthrough here for now. So obviously opening up the floor to you boys, where are we at after our first boss fight and completing the prologue and Act 1?
That was good. I mean, I'm enjoying it like I'm enjoying the first 2. I have a feeling that this one I'll like much better than 2. I wasn't the fondest of 2. There's plenty of good stuff in it, but I still like 1 more than I like 2, and so far 3 is ending up to be pretty damn good. And yeah, like I said, a lot of cutscenes, which I'm mostly okay with. And then, yeah, I'm just enjoying playing through this one. There's nothing much more to add than when I spoke last time. I did think that the whole Ocelot just twirling his guns around was killing all the Hornets in his area was kind of fucking stupid Kojima bullshit. But like, I'm like, whatever, man. I mean, I don't expect. It's like watching Obi-Wan in the prequels. I know he's not gonna fucking die. Okay, so it's like, okay, what's gonna happen here? And he's just like, I'm like, well, the Hornets behind you. Like, you're not like doing one of these numbers. Fucking.
Yeah, I did actually like the touch in the section before this, where when Ocelot goes like, "This isn't over," and he goes to run away, and he goes to put his gun back in his holster, but he put it backwards,
flips it
and so
around.
he puts it back really fast.
He's learning.
Before
It's
he
nice to
runs
see
away.
him learning. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the whole spinning thing was funny because like leading into that when he finally got both revolvers, it was just like 30 seconds of him spinning his guns around, and there comes a point where you think he's done. Like he holsters both of them and he's like, "Oh, that's it." And Kojima goes, and he pulls him back out, starts spinning him again. I was like, bro. But again, like I loved the touch of like the first time Snake's like, "You're an idiot. That gun is a terrible gun to use if you're so good with it. Like, you need to use a revolver. Something's not going to jam. Something's going to be better. You can count the shots." Second time, he moves to a revolver, but he's not familiar with it, and it has fewer shots than he wants. And then the third time, it's more of what you would expect. So, like, I don't know, man. I just thought that was a cool little bit of, like, a young bad guy that's insecure.
Kind of seeing him evolve into the other one.
Yeah.
The one thing I forgot to mention, though, is I also really liked the motion capture choreography in this game. So like compared to like one, it's a little stiff, whatever, that's fine, it's the first game. Second game got a little better, but with this one, like when Boss is kicking the shit out of you, it looks good. Like she's like breaking in the arm, doing this, like doing like actual like judo moves or whatever the muck it is. And like I'm watching this, I'm like, this is actually really well choreographed. And the angles and everything, like you're seeing him become a little more of like Hollywood director, being like, okay, we need better choreography here. There's better camera angles now. We're getting after it. It's just, I like that part of it like a lot. I know it was more noticeable to me as far as like the choreography and just the way they're talking to each other and moving. It just seems more natural, seems more realistic. I thought it was really well done.
Yeah. I thought there's a lot of style in this so far. Like we've already mentioned,
Much more style,
the title card scene and everything else. I'm hoping that the palette changes a little bit because it is very green.
That's how I felt with the second
now.
game. Yeah, it's like, come on, let me change the palette. I guarantee you that I know for a fact I've seen speedruns, but there are some palette changes in here, so we'll get to that.
Yeah. So that's good. But yeah, so far right now, like I am enjoying it. Like I said, like as a whole, I'm starting to think about where things fall in the whole series. But yeah, man, like I'm happy we've been playing these games. I'm enjoying to see where this one goes.
Yeah, it's no secret. As of before we had been replaying through all these, I had said that Snake Eater was my favorite one. It's the only one that I've played through multiple times outside of Rising. Rising is actually, and again, we'll have this discussion at the end of it, but Rising is actually my favorite Metal Gear game.
It's unfair
I just
to
know
the
that
other
there's a lot of
games,
people.
though,
Yeah, but I don't think it's unfair, but I think a lot of people don't consider it a Metal Gear game, which I think is just completely asinine. I think that it is just as wacky and full of anime bullshit as any other Metal Gear game. So I think it embodies everything that a Metal Gear game is outside of the combat. But as far as like core Kojima developed Metal Gear games, this one is my favorite. So me playing through this, I was just like, yeah, but I know this game, so I'm running through doing my thing. Some people like you can, shoot off Ocelot's hat a bunch during this boss fight. In the first, he'll be like, "Oh, my hat!" and he'll run after and try to go get it because he's embarrassed. If you keep doing it, he'll keep running to try to get his hat each time you do it.
See, like that just
really
adds to the whole like insecurity piece that is just so good.
Yes,
so well done.
It's really, really good. And it also works too because he's trying to prove himself to Volgin as like a little commander of the GRU soldiers that Volgin is trying to build up and all sorts of stuff. So it's great. And for me personally, I love going back to being able to see this figure that we've heard of for all of Metal Gear, right? As Big Boss, right? Like he is the legendary soldier, Big Boss, who his genes spawned 3 of the craziest genome soldiers that the world has ever seen between Liquid, Solidus, and Solid Snake, and all sorts of all this other stuff. So being able to see him as a rookie and see the boss for the first time, and like all these characters that we've heard of before but have never actually seeing them in the early times, as a nice sort of prequel for all of this. So yeah, I really dig it. But yeah, so that is where we paused, and what we will be doing for next time. So part 2. So like I said, we're gonna do this as a 3-parter. Part 2 is gonna be meaty, but it will be meaty with a lot of gameplay sections. So there'll be lots of things to do between those two. We are going to go all the way until there is a boss fight called the Sorrow. When you beat the boss called the Sorrow, you will stop after whatever scenes ensue there and hit save and then be done. And then the next time we will go to finish this video game.
Cool.
So that'll be what we do for this next time, though. So we're stopping at the Sorrow. And I think that's where we're at, man.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. Hopefully you're playing through with us and going back and revisiting this old game. I guess it's not that old enough game. But yeah, we're enjoying it so far.
PS2.
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 3 generations.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Don't forget, as always, we'll be back at you with a new episode next week in part 2 of this book club. But of course, Preston has Star Wars Sundays, so come and hang out. I won't be there this Sunday. By the time you listen to this, it'll be too late to go backwards in time.
No, but I do it every Sunday, so it just show up on Sundays.
I was going to say you could fill in for me, but it'll be too late by that point. So maybe by the time you do join, I will be back on, and we can all hang out and make fun of Preston's Jedi together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, thanks for hanging, everybody. With that, Preston, you know what to do.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to another episode of The Testing Room. To catch up on past episodes or to check out the newest ones when they drop, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcast. If watching is more your thing, check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/@thetestingroom, or watch us live on twitch.tv/testingroomlive. To leave comments or ask questions, you can follow us on Instagram @testingroompod, leave a comment on YouTube, or send them in to testingroompod@gmail.com. See you next time.